What's up, everybody? Welcome to Backlog and Beyond, the podcast where we talk about the old video games we want to beat and the new ones we play instead. I'm your host, Nathan Hawkins.
And I'm your other host, Jeff Zavatero, and this is episode 7.
Woohoo! Welcome back, everybody. We had some serious technical difficulties before we started. You wouldn't know that, obviously, but other than the fact that we're telling you right now.
The podcast is releasing at the same exact time. So they experience nothing, but we're coming off of stress.
Exactly.
So if there's bitterness, it's the internet's fault.
Yeah, if we sound like we're upset or frustrated, it's merely because of the setup this evening. Anyway, hope everyone had a happy 4th of July. There were tons of illegal fireworks in LA.
Oh my God. Same here. They're not allowed in Livermore.
Yeah.
But this is... I heard more fireworks than I've seen at the Disneyland show. It was the worst.
If you ever get a chance, take a look at SoCal's what do they call it when they show a video over the span of time, a time lapse. There's a time lapse video, and it looks like a Disney spectacular show. It's ridiculous.
Oof.
So hopefully everyone had a safe 4th of July. Not a lot happened this week. It was very quiet news-wise. Other than Amazon is doing a Fallout TV series from the producers of Westworld, and
that's cool. I haven't seen Westworld yet, though.
Oh, really? Westworld season 1 is really good. I have not checked out season 2 yet, but season 1's really good. So yeah, Amazon's doing a Fallout TV series, and Fortnite got Captain America. Whoop-de-doo. So not a whole lot happened. Now today's show, or whatever time you're listening to it, where it's going to be a little bit different. We're trying some new things. Want to keep it fresh, we don't want to do the same thing every time. So with that said, what were you able to play this week, Jeff?
I got a couple new games for this week. So I got Katana Zero.
Oh, nice.
I don't even remember. The only one I've been playing is Katana Zero. And I had no interest in that game until I started playing it, and it is dope.
Okay.
It's another 16-bit. You're a samurai, and there's nothing about stealth. It's like Hotline Miami, where you just go in and you mess people up with your sword.
Yeah, guns blazing.
It has slow motion, and every time you die, it's no, that won't work. So it's every attempt is a premonition in your head, and then when you get it right, it shows your correct path as if that's the reality.
So it's kind of like Sherlock Holmes going through his it's like the what is it, Robert Downey Jr. version of Sherlock Holmes, where he goes through all of his motions before he actually acts it out.
Yep. So I get to do it. I fail a couple times, but then I get it right, and then I get to watch it as if I just got it right.
That's pretty cool.
So that game's a lot of fun. You could hit bullets back at people.
Nice.
There's a lot of blood. It's really cool.
That's awesome.
And then I really wanted to try something new, and for some reason, I just wasn't in a gaming mood. I tried to start our Give It an Hour, The Outer Worlds, 4 times, and I'm just not feeling it. So I picked up and started playing again MLB The Show 20.
Okay.
And they have a mode called Road to the Show, where you just skip to all the parts where your player's doing something.
Nice.
So you could play a game in 3 minutes. So it's really nice to just jump in, get some game time, and then hop out and not feel guilty about it.
That's awesome.
So I've been playing that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also played Give It an Hour, our Give It an Hour game, but again, I only got an hour because I'm just knee deep in Last of Us Part 2 right now, still.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about 13 hours in from last time I told you, which, again, I think I got to that one part where you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, there was one part I texted Nathan where I'm like, I'm going to stop playing.
Yeah.
But then I beat it in 2 more days. It's the halfway point. Once you get to the halfway point, it's all right, there
we go. Yeah, I'm currently at Seattle Day 1, Part 2, if you will. So I'm
spoilers.
Yeah, right. Seattle Day Part 1. I told this to Jeff already, but I've almost killed every single dog in the game at this point, and I feel absolutely horrible for it. But my stealth game is just not good. It's so bad. Every time I would try to get past the guys with the dogs, they'd somehow find me, or I'd run into them, and it just got really messy and horrible. And yeah, and you weren't kidding. They would call out the dog's name and get super mad, or when you'd kill one of their friends, they'd yell their name out and they'd go, no.
Sean.
Exactly. It's bad. But
Yeah, I shot a couple owners. There's a cutscene where you can't avoid killing a dog.
right.
Spoilers, but I avoided killing all dogs where I had the option, so that
Amazing.
was really nice.
Well,
like sometimes the dogs came at me, and I'm like, well, guess I'm dying.
You just let it happen.
Yep.
You're like, come here, Fido.
Come get me. You won.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, it's been tough. But yeah, I actually have done a couple of times where I've killed the owners and the dog's like just kind of sitting there sniffing them. I'm like, this is
sad.
horrible. I'm like, well, I'm
But,
just gonna
like,
move on.
The good part about that though is they become kind of aimless.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot easier to get away from them. So I didn't
Totally.
have to worry about killing.
Yeah,
them.
because they're no longer on a route. They're just kind of,
Yeah.
oh, I guess I'm done with my job.
Yeah.
I'm retired now. It's like Dobby when he gets a pair of socks. Spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers for Harry Potter.
For Harry Potter. Oh man. Yeah. So then obviously I played played our Give It an Hour game, but I haven't had time to play anything else. It's just been super busy. The girls are going through this leap, and they're just super fussy and happy, and like it's just like it's polarizing right now with their emotions. So it just takes a lot out of me. But yeah, cool. So with that said, it is a new month, and I guess we'll just keep tradition with our July freebies of the month. PS Plus is going to. They currently have for free with their subscription for PS Plus NBA 2K20, Rise of the Tomb Raider, and Erica. And Erica's like this almost like choose your own path, but it looks like a movie kind of thing.
Yeah.
For Xbox, Games with Gold, I believe it is. They have WRC 8, FIA World Rally Championship, Saints Row 2, Dunk Lords, and
I'd play Drunk Lords.
and Juju. Again, not all these games are available right now, but some of them will be coming out later in the month. Twitch Prime currently has Turok 2 Seeds of Evil, Dear Esther, Grip Combat Racing, Kunai, and Dark Devotion. Epic Games currently has Hue, and they will be getting The Escapist 2, Killing Floor 2, and Lifeless Planet. And just so you guys are aware, Epic is a free account that you can make. So if you do not have an Epic account and you are a PC gamer, get on it because it's free.
Out of all those games, what do you want to play?
Honestly, like Rise of the Tomb Raider, maybe, because I played Tomb Raider, the 2013 one, but I never played the sequel.
Yeah.
So
this is the third one, right?
This is the second one. This was the sequel to the 2013
Oh,
one.
I thought there was three.
The next one was the one where she actually like she can like get like in the dirt and like roll in the mud and like completely like camouflage herself with the plants and stuff. That's the most current one. This was the second one to that new trilogy. So
you wouldn't even give me a name. You're like, it's the mud one.
I forget the new one. I forget.
It's the one where she gets all muddy.
She gets all dirty. Damn dirty. Yeah, no, Rise of the Tomb Raider, that's probably the one I would play. I'd probably add that to my backlog because I am a Tomb Raider fan, and yeah, everything else is kind of like whatever. Maybe Dear Esther. I've heard that's actually pretty good. I've heard that's it's kind of like
I'm surprised with the games that you like with the Firewatch. I think you'd like that one. I started it. I just didn't finish it.
Dear Esther?
I think so.
Oh yeah, no, I think I think that was actually one I was almost gonna play, but I ended up playing the other one.
Gone Home.
Yeah, Gone Home I actually played. There was another one. Was it Dear Esther? There was one where like you're going through like this old house and you're finding like it sounds like Gone Home, but it's not. But I know, yeah.
Gone Home.
But you're finding like diaries of like the family members who used to live there and have like died. They all died at that house. I don't know if that was Dear Esther or not. I might be thinking of a different game.
I think I played Gone Home and not Dear Esther, so I'm talking out of my butt.
Okay.
There's also Everyone's Gone to the Rapture.
Oh yeah, I started to play that game and I got super bored.
Yeah,
I couldn't get into that game.
Yeah, I like the ideas and concept, but sometimes it's a little too slow.
Yeah, it was really slow. I was like, oh my god, let's go. So yeah.
Sometimes I enjoy a good mindless sports game. I think I'll play 2K20.
Okay.
And I'm really intrigued by Erica.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, and then I heard the Tomb Raiders are very Uncharted-esque.
Right.
I did try to play the first one, but I couldn't get into the story. but I'm gonna try it again. I think.
Yeah.
And then maybe try to knock out both of them.
The first one was good. It was really satisfying, just like the bow combat and everything.
I'm really bad at bow and arrow combat. Like, I almost never used it in The Last of Us. I'm like,
I've used it so much in The Last of Us.
I miss the nail bombs in the first Last of Us. Those are not in the second one.
That is true.
And I'm severely disappointed. Like, that was my go-to weapon.
Although I really do enjoy the trap mines, which have saved my butt on many occasions. It's amazing where like they're where from directions they're coming, and I would lay down traps in every single corner of like the room, and then I would like lure one in, and then I'd get like they try to like get me from the side, but then they'd all get blown up to the right of me, so you see blood just splatter everywhere. It's pretty cool.
I was not good at setting those up. I would set one up and then I'd walk away too quickly and it'd blow up. Like, because I was using them against the bigger or the harder ones than the bloaters.
Oh yeah, the stalkers.
Yeah. Oh no, they were like,
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, they like stumbled everywhere.
Oh, I think they're actually called stumblers.
You might be right. Like, they were very uncreative with those names. These ones are bloaty. Bloaters.
Well, I think
these ones can hide and they'll kind of stalk you.
Right. Well,
Stalkers.
I think that's all based on like. I mean, I guess if you think about it, like, what would you call if you were trying to like relay information to somebody as to what a creature looked like? You would try to figure out, okay, what's the best way to describe it visually without actually like, having to make it too complicated in the real world. Like, if you were trying to be think survival, you're not going to be.
I would have called it a blobby clicky.
Let's add more syllables.
Is it the skinny clicky or the blobby clicky?
You're on the radio. I need to know right now.
Which clicky?
Which clicky? Oh man. Anyway, yeah. So those are the July freebies for the month. So if you have an account with either of those, enjoy because they are free.
Maybe I'd name them after like members of my family. Like the one that stumbles around with no direction is Uncle Sean.
Can you imagine like somebody's like trying to remember like, wait, was that the uncle who stumbled or the one who was drunk?
No. That was Uncle Stacy.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, Stacy. Oh man. All right. Moving on with some since there's not big news, we're just kind of going over July in general with gaming. So I'm gonna briefly go over July's releases, like the big releases. I have a full list here. If there's anything that you see on here that's not in bold that I don't mention, feel free to mention it.
I already looked through them.
So this month,
you got the big ones.
Okay, cool. This month, the big ones are going to be Minecraft Dungeons Jungle Awakens DLC. That's July 1st.
That was quick. That game just came out last month.
I know, right? And they already have DLC for it. It's pretty impressive. It's on all consoles: PC, PS4, Xbox, Switch. Another one that's coming out. Let's see, that already came out. Was Biped one of the ones that was a big one?
You highlighted it. I googled it. I don't know why you.
I'm not sure if that was. I don't think that was the one I meant to highlight. I'm gonna skip it. Marvel's Iron Man VR for PSVR that came out July 3rd. I want to try that. I've heard it's good. I've heard it's decent. It's not amazing, but I've heard it's fun. Like, it's a fun experience. Mm-hmm. So your Death Stranding is coming out to PC on July 14th. Let's see here.
I'm glad you wrote Death Stranding price in parentheses right there.
Yeah.
Not even the price.
I didn't write that. That was what I found on the website.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't actually type all this out. Are you kidding? Ghost of Tsushima is coming out to PS4 July 17th. Paper Mario: The Origami King is coming out to Switch July 17th.
Same day.
Yes, exactly. Same day. Dying Light Hellraid DLC July 23rd. Destroy All Humans Remake July 28th. And Skater XL July 28th as well. So these are the top ones that are coming out. Obviously, I'm looking forward to Ghost of Tsushima. That's like probably my most anticipated this year, next to Last of Us 2. And I would have to say the other one that actually I didn't really mention that's a bigger release is Superliminal on PS4, Xbox, and Switch. Superliminal looks like a really cool puzzle game. I saw the trailer for it and it looks pretty awesome. I'd have to go back to the trailer to give like specifics, but it looks dope.
I looked up Skater XL because I'm super excited for Tony Hawk. And like the physics seem great, but like the dead expression on their face the entire time kills it for me. I couldn't do it.
Do they actually have expressions on Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
I mean, I assume the new one's gonna have better than this. This one they have like it's like the Nintendo 64 where they have the model and then they paste the dude's face over it, like in like WWF No Mercy.
Just deadpan.
That's what it reminded me of.
Mm.
Like it was a mask. It looked like a mask. But it's only $20, which and then right now like pre-orders only 16.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I could deal with
yeah. Or you could just wait for Tony
souls.
Hawk Pro Skater.
That's what I want.
I mean,
I'm waiting on the Spider-Man Darth Maul announcement, so we'll see.
That's right. That is an important part, especially if you're trying to get a remake and everything.
It's the experience. You got to remake it, but now you got to go to like Disney for both of those.
Hey Disney, yeah, we did a skating game a long time ago, and we had Spider-Man, and we were nope, not at all.
Shoot, I'll pay extra for a DLC with just those two characters.
Right? I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, and then I'm also kind of interested in Paper Mario. I've never played any Paper Mario games, but this one looked really cool. Like the trailer looked really awesome, and just the art style alone, like really cool.
Yeah, I don't know if I can afford to get this one on release, but I might try to pick up the older Paper Mario, see if I can get into that.
That's actually not a bad idea. Play one of the older ones first and see how you like it. Although this one looks a little more different than the traditional Paper Mario, so I think they're kind of stepping away from the original design and going with like this origami kind of 3D look, which is kind of cool. It's like a combo of the two. But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of big things happening this month in terms of game releases. Just not a lot of news as of now. But although we will be seeing Ubisoft, I guess they're doing a presentation later this month. I think there's another big presentation later as well, but Ubisoft is like the big one. And I think that's actually next Sunday, like the day we record. So
great.
Yeah. So if anything's worth talking about, we'll talk about it. If not, we won't. But in general, we've kind of decided to not talk so much news because, again, you can pretty much go anywhere. Like any other podcast that's about video games, they're talking about the news.
I mean, there's like 4 subreddits that's more informative than we would be.
Right,
so
right, exactly.
We would just be copy-pasting those subreddits anyway, so it's fine.
Exactly. That's all we're doing. We're not even actually doing any research. We're literally just reading Reddit as we speak.
Yeah, like as I'm reading it to you, that's the first time I'm seeing it. This whole list is just links.
Yeah, you're just like you're reading everything. Turok 2, Seeds of Evil, Dear Esther.
Hello, my name is Jason Lee, and I'm reviewing from IGN. I'm just reading it verbatim.
Yeah, everything. The entire show is just like a script, a written script. Not even written. It's just like a copy and paste script. Cool. Yeah. So we'd like to know what your favorite, which game you're looking forward to in July. Feel free to email us at contact@backloggandbeyond.com. Moving on, we're going to be doing a different game today. We normally do video game taboo. However, today we're going to be doing video game Mad Libs. It's where you have a sentence or like paragraphs, mainly a paragraph, and there are things that are removed from it, whether it's like nouns, verbs, adjectives, places, people, and you replace it with the words you want to hear. So the whole point of this is I'm going to tell Jeff what I need from him, and he's going to tell me what he needs from me. And then we're going to read the paragraphs with the words that we've replaced with, and we have to guess that game. For every game that we win, we get a point. And we're only doing one each right now, but it'll kind of be like an ongoing game. And, this is just one of the new games we're adding to the show, so this isn't like replacing Taboo, but this is like in addition to, so we're just
I was getting bored of Taboo, so this is a nice change.
Yeah, so we're going to mix it up from time to time. We have a couple of actually other games we're going to be introducing later this month, so look forward to those. Okay, so we've kind of edited this out. Jeff has given me a noun that I needed a noun. He gave me a doll. I needed another noun or a job title. He gave me supervisor. I needed a geographical location. He gave me St. Petersburg. He gave me a plural noun, pictures, and he gave me an adjective, handsome. Okay, I'm going to read this to you, and here we go.
Okay.
The game is played from a third-person perspective. Throughout the single-player mode, players control a doll, a former detective. 9 years after the events of the second game, a doll becomes employed as a private supervisor in St. Petersburg, but becomes entangled in a quest filled with pictures and betrayal. An online multiplayer mode is included with the game, allowing up to 16 players to engage in both cooperative and handsome gameplay and recreations of multiple single-player settings.
Third person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Detective. I didn't give that clue. That was an actual word, right?
That was an actual word.
Oh, no. Oh, is it one of the Batman games? One of the Arkham games?
No.
No! Okay.
You want me to read it again to you?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. The game is played from a third-person perspective. Throughout the single-player mode, players control a doll, a former detective. 9 years after the events of the second game, a doll becomes employed as a private supervisor in St. Petersburg, but becomes entangled in a quest filled with pictures and betrayal.
The Wolf Among Us.
No.
Okay, I give up. What is it?
Max Payne 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. I've actually never played that.
Oh, really? Oh, it's a really good game. Like, it's really fun.
Yeah, I was always intrigued, but I'm like, do I need to play the other ones? And then I panicked, and then I just didn't play any of them.
Yeah, it's Max
I wonder
Payne
if the
3.
third one, if the third one's on PlayStation Now, I will play that.
Yeah, no, it's really good. I don't know if it's actually on PlayStation. It might be on PS4. I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, no, it's a really good story, and at least from what I remember, don't quote me on that, but from what I remember, the gameplay was really fun, and the location is really cool too. Like they take you to like some exotic locations.
Well, it's Rockstar. I'm not doubting they have a good story in there.
Yeah. So anyway, check it out.
Okay, so Nathan gave me his. I asked for a city. He gave me Los Angeles. I asked for an adjective. He gave me sexy. I asked for a job. He gave me janitor. I asked for a celebrity. He gave me Whitney Houston. And I asked for an ing verb, and he gave me shaking.
I play as Whitney Houston, the sexy janitor.
Pretty much. So, all right. Set within the fictional town of Los Angeles, the story follows sexy janitor Whitney Houston, who is involuntarily enrolled at Los Angeles Academy for a year, and her efforts to rise through the ranks of the school system in order to put a stop to shaking. Players control Whitney as she attempts to become more popular within Los Angeles's various cliques.
Oh, man. I wonder how actually we're going to do this. Are we going to like ask like a couple questions to like try to narrow it down? Or do we just like have to guess?
Let's just try like see if you can give a guess out there, but if you want to ask questions after your first guess, let's go for it. Let's feel it out.
Okay. I like it. Is it what's it called? I think of like because I'm thinking of like the school thing, like going like the cliques and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the one that I'm thinking of was not that, unless it is. Oh man, I'm thinking of that one game where she like controls time.
Oh, Life is Strange.
Yeah.
No, it is not Life is Strange.
Okay. All right. So could you read it to me one more time?
Yeah. Set within the fictional town of Los Angeles, the story follows sexy janitor Whitney Houston, who is involuntarily enrolled at Los Angeles Academy for a year, and her efforts to rise through the ranks of the school system in order to put a stop to shaking. Players control Whitney as she attempts to become more popular within Los Angeles's various cliques.
Whitney. That's right. That's the name that if you've switched
That's
it with.
a celebrity.
Dang it. Oh man. Is this like a current game?
No, it is not. I think it originally came out for the PlayStation 2.
Ooh. PlayStation 2. Oh, hang on. Is it Bully?
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
Yep.
That really throws you off though. Like the sexy janitor Whitney Houston.
You gotta look for like the words.
I know, and I was like, Academy. Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, school. I was like, well, this definitely takes place at a school. I was like, what games have I played at a school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
it's interesting. We both picked Rockstar games.
that is really interesting. We had no like Yeah, that's crazy. Because what's funny is Jeff accidentally went into my notes and actually saw the game that I was gonna pick.
I did.
He was like, "Hey, sorry, you got to pick another game."
I could have got a free point.
I know. Well, I really appreciate your honesty. That means a lot.
We gotta talk about what these points are for.
I thought they just didn't matter for anything, but we could come up with something.
They need to come for something.
All right. Well, if
This
you
is
have,
not whose line is it anyway.
where the points don't matter and the whatever, I forget the whole thing. If you have an idea for who should win whatever based on these points, email us. I'd like to hear your ideas. But we can talk about it too. That's actually really interesting. Okay, so I guess I have a point and you don't. Although, or should we just like scrap it because I asked a question, or how do we want to deal with that?
I don't know. Maybe we should start like first guess. I think that was a good practice one. First guess could be like 10 points.
Okay.
And every clue you get takes away like a point or two or something. I don't know.
Okay. I know we had a game that we were going to do kind of like that, where it was like one word, and
I think 10 points is a good like base.
Okay, fair enough.
Because we can't have one game worth 10 points and one game worth 1 point.
That's true. That is fair. So you're saying for every question we ask, we get a point removed.
Yeah, I gave you. I think my big hint was it was a PlayStation 2 game.
Gotcha. So then maybe it should be not necessarily a guess, but you should probably ask questions. Okay, sounds good. All right. Well, I guess I will. So should I get the point, or should we just scrap it for now?
You could have 1 point for being the guinea pig.
I love that. I love it.
And winning but in 1 point will hopefully not be the deciding factor.
Can you imagine? 21-20. Only 2 games. All right, cool. Well, there you go. Video game Mad Libs, everybody. Moving on.
Let us know what you think about it. Let us know if we should never play that again. Or if you like it. I like it mostly because I came up with it.
I actually like it. I think with the question idea, I think that could actually make it a little more fun. It's kind of like mixing like 20 questions into a really good hint. I don't know. Yeah, it's like Mad Libs and 20 questions, except you don't get 20 questions. You only get 10. Yeah. And then you're in the negatives. And there's no point in going past that. Okay, cool.
It's kind of like mini golf where you're like, just take the 0.
Yeah, just exactly. Mulligan. All right, moving on. So with Cyberpunk 2077 coming out, it's huge RPG that I'm really looking forward to as well. And I thought about what could we talk about RPGs in general, and I wanted to talk about the over encumbered aspect of RPGs. This is where in the game you start collecting all these items, and you have armor and potions and all kinds of things. And eventually what happens is you cap off, but in some games they let you continue to carry more items. However, you are unable to move fast at all or even run. You're stuck with walking and a really slow pace. Games like this would be like Elder Scrolls, all the Fallouts, The Witcher 3, The Long Dark, The Outer Worlds, Dragon's Dogma. Although I heard Dragon's Dogma does a little bit differently, but they do have over encumbrance, but it's a little bit different. Or maybe it's Dark Souls I'm thinking of. I think it's Dark Souls. And then Cyberpunk 2077 is also going to have the over encumbered aspect. So I don't know, like, how do you, like, when you go about playing these games, how do you play these kinds of games, Jeff? Because I feel like there's like different types of people that play. There's like the hoarder, like there's people who like scavenge specifically. There's the people who like they have everything organized perfectly. Like how do you play these games normally?
I am not a fan of these kinds of games. Like I'm looking at this list and I'm like, there's only one of these games I beat, and it was Fallout 3.
All right.
And how I handled that was, I had like 2 boxes where I put everything I knew where it was. I put everything that I didn't need on me at all times in those boxes. I only sold scraps, and I kept everything because I really didn't understand how everything worked.
Right.
And I was worried that eventually I would need something. And they're like, oh, you gave away your legendary fish? You need that for your armor.
Right. Well, that's how I feel like a lot of these games are.
And like at the same time, if you're going to try to be realistic about this, but like one of the things you can carry on you is like a power suit. But like you don't have to be wearing it. It could just be in your backpack, but you won't happen to see it while you're running.
Right.
But we will account for its weight, even though we're not realistically carrying it. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It just feels like too much. I'm more of a number of items kind of guy. Like I prefer that system.
Yeah.
Where you can like this is how many items you could hold.
Right.
Doesn't matter about the weight.
Yeah, kind of like Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
Trying of other games, like a bunch of games do it. Like yeah, Last of Us,
Can't
Last
name
of
a
Us Part
single
2,
one.
Last of Us, all of the Uncharted games. Like you have a max, limit of ammo. You have a max of stuff you can carry. In terms of like potions and medic kits and all that stuff. They just cap you off, but they don't actually impede your
and like
your movement.
Moving slowly in video games is the most excruciating thing. Like
Totally.
when you made me play Mad Max, his jog wasn't fast enough and his sprint wasn't any faster. It was the worst.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Yeah.
Or the Pokemon games that don't have sprint. Those are out for me.
Oof.
You need running shoes, or get me to that bicycle quick.
Thank God for fast travel. Am I right? Well, at least for some games. Yeah, I don't know. I tend to do the same thing. I tend to like hoard everything. I will just take everything I possibly can, and if I have to, I will walk everything. It's like I'll have to make that decision because it's like in the Fallout Elder Scrolls series, you'll have like like let's say like the cap off is at 200 and you're at 199 and you're like, oh, I want this fork, and you pick up a fork and then all of a sudden you're like turtle mode. It doesn't make any sense. I never understood that. It's like, why is this fork making the difference between me being able to walk versus run? I don't get it. But that's how the Bethesda games work. That's how they say, no, you can keep carrying stuff. You're just going to be going really slowly. And I honestly, I've always preferred the other way. Just you can't carry anything else. Like just stop. Like clearly, if you want to keep carrying stuff, take it back to where your camp is or all of your other stashes. Drop it off and then go back for it, or drop something. I don't know. Make a decision. But the fact that they make you like they're allowing you to make that decision to actually trudge everything back, I never understood that.
Yeah, I think if you're going to account for weight, you need to account for size, and to only account for one of them. It's just annoying rather than realistic.
Right. And honestly, like if I had to pick between like, an over encumbered kind of, aspect of the game, I would rather it be more like The Last of Us Part 2, where you have a backpack and you can only fit so many things in said backpack. And she takes things out of the backpack and you have stuff on your, like every weapon that she has, it is on her shoulders. You see her carrying every single weapon. Now, granted, you don't.
I like that you could start with only one short gun and one long gun until you get the straps.
Right.
And otherwise, before you get those, it takes like 10 seconds to change guns out of your backpack. Yeah. I really like that.
Yeah, no, it adds like a slightly realistic approach to it. But I've always preferred games like like DayZ, where you only have so much room, and it's just more realistic that way. Like I'd prefer a game where you only have so much room, like you have pockets. You can utilize everything that you're wearing, your backpack, your pockets, whatever. But as soon as you fill it up, you're done. And if you have to make the decision of dropping something or not carrying it, well, so be it. But then again, I've always preferred games where it's more of a simulated experience, not so much as a fantastical experience. Although there's other games like No Man's Sky that I love, even though I barely play it. But again, you can carry so much stuff if you upgrade your slots. But I don't know, I've always preferred those kinds of games. I did a little research, kind of hearing other people's opinions. So I went on Reddit, obviously. This one guy, Obvious Sniper, says, which I thought was interesting. Dark Souls, they get their inventory right. It's the best of both worlds. I can carry infinite items, but the ones I equip matter and have 0 to 100% scale of encumbrance. Maybe above 100%, I forget. So you have your light rogues and heavy tanks, and it's not one tiny item that makes the difference. So I guess basically it's based on what you're equipping and not necessarily what you're carrying. So for instance, if you have like heavy armor, that's what's going to make you go slower, not necessarily the items that you're carrying in your person.
So if the heavy armor is in your backpack, you can move quickly, but if you're wearing it...
Exactly. So it's based on what you actually have, like what you've equipped in terms of what you're going to be utilizing. So I thought that was actually made a little bit more sense. And then this other guy, Darkseer, he had a little bit longer of a thing, but it actually was like, I think, well said. He said, I think the primary issue with encumbrance is how it feeds back into gameplay and the momentum. A great encumbrance system is typically not noticed or even called encumbrance. Even Doom 1 has encumbrance. It's your max ammo, but that never becomes a chore. It's part of the gameplay and feeds into the player's tactical decision-making. He said the typical open-world games have terrible encumbrance systems because they don't enhance gameplay or affect momentum in any positive way. They stop your gameplay and stop your brain so you can spend time playing a different game you never wanted to play. The let's teleport to town and back to exchange junk into currency game. What really makes this process boring is that it's mindless. It's a chore in which nothing will happen, and that's a very important distinction. There are games where carrying things from point A to point B is a major idea, but things happen, and there's exciting gameplay designed around that concept. He said, I think one of the best solutions without adding all sorts of complex gameplay was the Torchlight pet system. I have no idea what he's talking about, but I kind of understood it when he said, you keep the pet with you to boost your abilities, or send it away to sell, or send it away with junk to sell. So he said, how great would it be to have Lydia go sell my crap? Then if you as the dev had the resources and wanted to make something of it, you could expand this idea of an entity that ships your goods around into gameplay itself. So I thought that was kind of a cool idea where, hey, I have all this crap, you take it back to town and sell it for me. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's pretty. I like that. Have you heard of the Torchlight game?
I have not. Have you?
Got it. Yeah, the Torchlight 2 is the big one I know about.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, those are on PC.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, I feel like, you know, with Cyberpunk 2077, I'm assuming they're not going to slow down your walking. I imagine that when they say encumbrance, it just means you've hit a max limit, I guess. But I don't know.
I mean, if you could have cars in that game, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to throw everything in your trunk. Right. That way, you if your car goes slower, I'm gonna be so mad.
Can you imagine an over encumbered car? Sorry, buddy. I got a bunch of stuff in the trunk. I can't go any higher than 15. Going like the speed limit.
I would not play that.
Oh
game.
Man, no way. But yeah, I feel like I feel like I tend to prefer games where I can actually organize the inventory, like, you know, Stardew, where you can actually pick where everything is visually. Whereas some of these is just like, okay, ammo, you know, weapons, potions, miscellaneous stuff, and it's just kind of wherever. It's not like alphabetized, or it's just messy.
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, I don't know. I feel like the over encumbered aspect can just be, again, limiting to playing the game and just enjoying it for what it is, instead of you're trying to like figure out, okay, now I have to figure out like, what do I got to drop, what do I want to carry, you know, what do I want to sell off. And again, that's the other issue. It's like you want to hoard everything because you have no idea what these items are in the game to begin with. It's almost as if it'd be nice if you had some kind of context as to what the items were, or like if they had some kind of identifier saying, oh, this you can actually use for crafting, this one you can use to sell. I think in Breath of the Wild they did that, where they would tell you like what item could be used for, like, oh, this item can be used to cook, this item can be used to craft. Granted, even that was a little overwhelming, but at least you knew if you held on to it, eventually you might be able to use it to craft something.
That's fair. South Park did the same thing too. Like I was like, okay, I know this is just for selling, so I could buy other things. South Park actually had a lot of good things about it in terms of an RPG.
That's one I actually still want to play.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably get challenged to it eventually.
Ooh. Oh no.
Because you won't play it otherwise.
That's probably you're probably right. Although it does look fun. Like I love South Park, so I wouldn't be upset if I was challenged to play it. However, this episode, I am challenging us to play the same game, and I'm pretty sure you already know what it is because you saw me buy it.
The thing is, when you buy, because we do the account sharing, if you buy it on your computer, it automatically downloads to my Switch.
Yeah, so he's like, hey, did you buy this game? I was like, yeah, don't play it.
It's already installed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's ready to go. Look what I did that for you. But yeah, I don't know. Like, how do you? What do you think about the over encumbered thing? Like, do you think it should be like implemented differently? If so, like how? Like
I really like there are some games where they account for size more, and it's like a puzzle. You can put as much stuff as you want in there as long as it fits in your bag, and like you get this grid. And like, say the hammer takes up like 4 spots.
Oh yeah, that's kind of
it's odd shaped.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that system if you're gonna do like a limited inventory system.
Right.
I don't like to think about it at all. I like how Stardew does it, where you could upgrade your backpack.
Right.
But when I got a PC, the first thing I did was install a mod so that I could access all of my boxes anywhere in the world, so that I can go into caverns as late as I want.
That's awesome.
And not have to come back early because I have too many like goos.
Right. Well, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of games should allow that kind of freedom to break the game, so to speak. Quote unquote, break the game. Because I think that's the fun part about video games is being able to break them, but then also being able to play by their rules when you want to play by their rules. Granted, some games you can't do that, but I feel like in these open world games where there's a lot of, exploration and all that stuff, I feel like that kind of thing should be included somehow.
I really like, if you look at The Last of Us 2 and go into the accessibility options, there are so many different options in there. Like for people who need like the easier experience, not easier, but like a different experience. Like they have it so you automatically pick up things as you walk by instead of having to stop and tap.
I saw that and I was like, maybe I should turn that on. I might get to the game a lot faster.
They also had some auto aim, which was nice. I tried that. It didn't help me that much. I ended up just running through levels. Like if there was too many people, just sprint toward the door.
Just sprinting. That's amazing.
Yeah. So I do not like that aspect of RPGs.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they're. I don't know what the best way is to do it, but I know it has not been found yet.
Right. I think the best way to do it is to not limit your speed. Ultimately.
Yeah.
Like, sure, cap me off at a certain amount of stuff I can carry, but don't slow me down. Like, just don't do that.
Yep.
Like, just don't allow me to get more than I can carry. That's all. I mean,
90% of my gameplay shouldn't be walking from one place to the next.
Right. Unless you're playing Death Stranding.
Or Gone Home. I'm not playing Death Stranding, so
I actually want to play it. I've heard some people say how it's actually been eye-opening for them, like almost like a spiritual experience. I might just want to try it just for the heck of it, but I'm definitely going to wait till it goes on sale because I do not.
Yeah, I'm not paying more than $5 for that game.
Wait till it comes out in PS Plus.
It probably will.
That's great. All right.
Once PC dies down.
Exactly. Oh, that's right, because it just came out, or it's going to be coming out. So
it's coming out soon.
The price
so
probably won't.
There's no way they're going to give it out for free if people are going to pay for it right now.
That's so true.
Yep.
All right. Well, let us know what you think about the over encumbrance RPG aspects. Yeah, you know the email. Just get in touch with us already.
Our social medias. Nathan has a Discord, Early Bird Nerd.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, I have a Discord. It's private, but you can message me.
He'll probably let you in.
Maybe.
There's a lot of people I don't know.
Yeah,
like Spigalicious.
Spigalicious isn't even in there.
He's your biggest fan.
He's not. He's unable to. I don't know. He said he was unable to get into the Discord. I don't know why, but he is a listener. He is listening to the show. So, hey, Spig. All right, let's move on to our last segment. Give it an hour. Boo boo boo. We played. So Jeff challenged us to play the Outer Wilds. And with that said, Jeff, why don't you take it away?
Okay. Well, I'm not sure how I felt about it, but it really just drops you in there. Like you feel like you're in the middle of the story. Like,
yep.
It doesn't tell you where to go next. Nope. It's just like, you're in town, wake up, and everyone's like, you're going to space today. That's great. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to space today.
Yeah, it really is like jarring. I was like, holy crap, that was fast.
I did the flying of the practice drone, and then I flew in the ship. Those are very hard to get used to. I thank goodness for autopilot, because
there's autopilot. That's right, autopilot. That's right.
Yeah, if you find where you want to go and then lock on it, it has autopilot.
That's right.
I really
use that pretty much every time.
What's the thing that you point and it tells you when there's something in that direction?
Oh, it was the I forget what it was called.
I do too. Like, I was taking my notes and I'm like, I'm playing and I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it's like this gun that you point, or like this tool.
It's kind of like a throw mic, but it can go like 22,000 meters.
Right.
It was very frustrating to like try to focus on one thing, and even more so frustrating when you're trying to fly.
Right.
And focus on one thing.
Right.
But ultimately, I think an hour is not enough time to get into the groove of this game.
Definitely not.
And so I'm going to add it to the backlog because I want to see where it goes, and I don't think I've seen the best parts of it yet. Like the farthest I got is I went to the first planet where they said someone else was. I talked to him.
Gotcha.
And I kind of just got stuck there because he's like, go to a different island on this planet, and I'm like, there's hurricanes. I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh wow, yeah, no, I mean it's very daunting. I will say this: the game, for me, it came off as very like, well, there's a lot to like explore, and it was almost a little overwhelming. I was like, wow, this could take some time to get used to like the controls of the ship, and then knowing how to land and knowing where to land and when to land, and so it's a lot of exploration. I was surprised in how big the game was, considering like the graphics kind of looked a little, weak, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, like simple.
Yeah, like they were very Firewatchy.
Yeah.
But Firewatch, I think, looked a little more polished. I don't know. I can't explain it. Looked a little bit rougher.
I like the character design a lot.
Yeah.
I don't like jumping.
No, jumping.
Like you have to hold it to jump. And
I actually hated a lot of the controls, to be honest. Well, I didn't hate them. It just threw me off because they were all so different, kind of like your Mad Max experience. I was like, what? This is the button for this? Like, why?
Yeah, and I don't mind when there's no dialogue and it's written.
Right.
But I would like some kind of like sound effect, like
something.
Even if it's like something comes up or there's like it's Animal Crossing where it mumbles while they're talking or something like that, like.
Or like even like a chuckle, like
it just feels like something's missing.
I agree. It sounds like I forgot to turn on like I turned off an audio option or something.
Yeah. What's not missing is the music, and I love the music.
The music is great. The music's great.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to like it out of the gate more than I did.
Same here.
But I'm hoping the story will get somewhere.
Yeah.
Did you get to another planet?
Well, I'll kind of go through like some of the things I picked up right away.
Go talk about your thing.
No, it's fine. So the controls are weird from the start. The square to select everything and move through dialogue, I thought was weird. And then having to hold X and then release to jump, I was like, that is really stupid. But okay.
Yeah.
It was also really jarring because, like you said, the story kind of just dropped you in. But the spatial audio, it was really bad. It was like almost slightly obnoxious. Like if you listen to the waterfall when you would turn?
I hated the waterfall.
My God, it was like it'd be in your left headphone, and then you would turn to look at it, and then it would automatically just appear in your right headphone, super loud. I was like, that's not how spatial audio works. It's supposed to slowly pan to your right ear. There was no panning in this game. It's just loud in one ear and then loud in the other. So that was like I think the worst thing about this game. And I honestly wanted to read everything, but I just was like, I don't want to waste this hour, and I want to get back to The Last of Us Part 2. So I just kind of looked at it, like in the observatory specifically. I wanted to look at everything, but I kind of just skipped through some stuff. But yeah, again, you were right about the rocket boosters, maneuvering the ship. That was not easy. But I imagine, though, if you played for more than an hour, I imagine that you could probably get pretty skilled at it to the point of where you're just like a badass at like flying that ship.
And I imagine there's like a sense of realism to it.
Yes.
Like with the thrusters and stuff, but it's just like
it's difficult.
I wish I didn't know I had 22 minutes going in because I felt like the need to rush through everything.
Yeah, that too. Well, the thing is, here's what's weird with my playthrough. I didn't know if how mine ended, if it was actually 22 minutes, because I'd been playing for an hour at least, I thought, or more than 22 minutes. So I'm not sure if the 22-minute marker starts once you get to the planet, or if it starts once you start the game. I have no idea. Or
maybe it starts with the statue.
That's what I thought. Because that's where like the memories get
then
put in.
You wake up again. Yeah, I don't know.
Did you actually die at all, or like go back?
Yeah, there was a couple times where time ran out.
Okay.
There was a couple times I just died.
Okay.
Like I jumped too high and I went to the little ghost area.
Nice.
That killed me. And then I did run out of time a couple of times. Once on the planet and a couple times in space.
Gotcha. But yeah, the first thing I did was go to the Dark Bramble. That was the first thing. That was the first planet I went to. It's like super creepy looking, like, like rock. It was like a huge rock. Because I was like, this looks super creepy. I gotta go check this out first. Because I'm all about the unexplored kind of thing. Because nobody had explored it yet. They said, oh yeah, nobody's gone there yet, so you should go check that out. I'm like, sweet, I'm gonna go do that first. I
got that everyone going, oh, so and so's on this planet. You could probably find him because he's always playing this instrument. And I'm like, okay,
yeah,
check him out.
That's right. But it was creepy as hell, the bramble. Super foggy atmosphere everywhere. I couldn't even see where I was going. Other than like you'd be flying through this fog and you'd see like these vine-looking rocks with like thorn-like features coming out of them. And then like at one point I hit one of the surfaces too hard and I damaged the hull, so I had to like land quickly on like one of the edges of like the thorny like branches or whatever. So and it took me a while to figure out where I had to repair. I was like, where?
Yeah.
This is not like telling me where I'm.
It's nice and easy to compare though, or repair. Like it's nice that you don't have to like go find this part.
Yeah, no, it's just go and hold square and you repair it. So I thought that was kind of nice. So I did that, and then I was like, okay, cool. I've repaired my ship. Let me take off. So then I just took off straight up, and I looked up, and I actually yelled out loud. I was like, holy crap! Because there was like this huge, like shark-looking sea creature thing with like this like that just came out of the mist. It came out of nowhere, and it opened its jaws, and I couldn't slow down in time, and it ate me. And then I went back to the statue. I was like, that scared the hell out of me. But
to the statue, interesting.
Yeah, it swallowed me
whole.
whole.
When you run out of time, when I died, it was before I got to the statue.
Gotcha. Oh, interesting.
And then when you run out of time, you wake up again.
Oh, see, it swallowed me whole, and then I went back to the statue.
Did you run out of time at all?
I don't know. So I'm not sure if I actually had run out of time or if it was just
because
I
never got the supernova.
Died. No, I've not gotten there.
Got it.
No.
Okay. Yeah, and then I was disappointed. Like when you wake up, the only person that has different conversation options is like the observatory people, and then the guy you wake up right next to.
Gotcha.
Everyone else, you have the same conversation options, and I'm like, I just want to tell everyone I died.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's really intriguing of a game. Like I want to go back. Just because I actually want to explore the Dark Bramble some more. But honestly, I need to finish Last of Us Part 2. I just need to beat that game so we can talk about it.
And then you need another 6 weeks for Ghost of Tsushima.
I know, and then it's gonna be keep adding these games. It's never gonna get done, and that's the beauty of the backlog, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, so honestly, I stopped exactly at the hour. And I want to go back, so I'm gonna add it to my backlog just because I'm intrigued to see the other planets, and I wanna get really good at maneuvering the ship and explore.
I just want to know what the story is about.
Yeah, seriously, I want to know like whether it's like you get to choose your own adventure kind of thing, like where like you make your destiny, or if it's legit just a story.
Yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, it was a good choice. Regardless, it was interesting. Yep. So okay, so this week we're actually doing something a little bit differently. Excuse me, I'm gonna cough in your ear. We're gonna actually have you guys join us this time around for the game of the week, the Give It an Hour game. This game that we're gonna be playing this week for giving it an hour is going to be Coffee Talk. This game actually looks pretty awesome. It's supposed to be a really chill experience. Where you basically are serving coffee to humans, creatures, fairies. It's kind of like that one Netflix show Bright, I guess, where it's like orcs and all these different like races living in like a modern city. I think it takes place in Seattle or whatnot. But anyway, it looks super cool. So anyway, we would like you guys to play along with us this week. We're gonna have an Instagram post and a Twitter post. And I will post the rules there. It'll mainly just be you posting your thoughts of the game without any spoilers. And we'd like to read your reviews and what you thought. Because, why not?
We want to see what you think.
Yeah, get everyone else involved.
These are some games that could be on everyone's backlog.
Exactly. We want to ruin your lives as well. So yeah, it's on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, if you need to find it. I actually was able to get it on Switch for $10 because I actually had some points left over, but I think it was only like $13. So it's not too bad. But yeah, if you want to join along, it's Coffee Talk, and I will have a post where you can actually comment on, and we'll have like an end date that it's kind of like,
let us know by like Saturday.
Exactly. Let us know by Saturday evening or something, and then we'll try to incorporate it in the show.
Yep.
So, what do you think about Coffee Talk? I know you haven't.
I'm excited. My friend told me about it. It's a cheap game, $13.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice little low commitment game.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I was looking forward to. something chill.
Yeah.
Especially with me playing like Last of Us Part 2 right now, I needed something a little more relaxing. So
yeah, less mentally challenging.
Exactly. So, all right, guys. Well, cool. Thank you for hanging out with us. Yeah, it was a different kind of episode today. It felt definitely weird. I don't know if it's because of the technical difficulties or just because we changed up the format. But we appreciate your support, and you can catch us again on Instagram and Twitter. And Jeff is Zavadabadoo on the social medias.
Zavadabadoo!
And I am the Early Bird Nerd on all the social medias. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, you want to chat with us, feel free to email us at contact@backlogandbeyond.com. Until next time, guys.
5, 6, 7, 8.